No way Thanos actually appeared in Squid Game Season 3. I was right all along. I'm a genius. Squid Game Season 3 just came out and we got to see some things that no one expected to see, like fast deaths and multiple finalists, which was shocking to see. But we got to see something that not a lot of people thought would be possible, and that's Thanos returning back into the games. In today's video, I will be speaking about why Thanos came back and how he came back exactly. This is crazy. Like and subscribe if you missed Thanos because I surely did. Right, so I told you guys, if you don't know already, I made a video from around 2 weeks ago and it got a lot of views. A lot of you like Thanos. Anyways, I speculated in that video that Thanos would come back, not from the dead, but as a hallucination. And that's exactly what happened in Season 3. I predicted the future. The only problem is I got it twisted up a little bit. My theory was almost completely accurate. I stated that Thanos would appear as a hallucination from Namyo, his bestie, but we ended up seeing it from another player that no one expected. Minsu ended up hallucinating Thanos. So, let's talk about how this actually happened. The reason I thought namygu would originally hallucinate Thanos in Squid Game Season 3 was because he was in possession of Thanos' narcotics. And he would have ended up hallucinating Thanos eventually, but then something happened to namygu's narcotics. At the start of episode 2 of Starry Night, we got to see Namyo take Thanos' narcotics, and he even asked Lee Myung-gi if he wanted one, but he wanted no part in that. Then after that, he acted like a complete maniac. At this point, I started to think Namyo is literally more insane than Thanos. And if you watch the new season, then you will understand why. The game Namyo took the pill was in a very intense game. Namyo really needed this pill, or he would have just been scared the entire time, just like Park Young-sik. Anyways, as we move on to the episode, we can spot something crazy. Lee Myung-gi and Namyo had just shared their first kill on a blue player, player 235, and Namyo ended up dropping something by accident, Thanos' cross, which had all the narcotics in it. Minsu ends up approaching the player as he's freaking out because, guys, it's Minsu. We already know his character. But then his eye catches something shocking. Minsu spots Thanos' cross, and when he opens it, he can see 2 pills left inside of it. 1 blue pill and 1 red pill. At this point, the whole audience is thinking, is Minsu really gonna take one? Minsu would have never done that in Season 2 with how he acted. But the director did say Minsu will become more ruthless in Season 3. So I thought that there would be a small chance that he was going to take one. After he hears Namgyo's voice in his head, making him feel absolutely worthless about how he didn't protect Simi in Lights Out, Minsu thinks enough is enough. So he ends up taking a pill. Oh no, what is Minsu going to do now? Minsu really does become ruthless soon. Minsu ends up killing the witch shaman. When he hallucinates Namyo instead of her, he really hates that guy. He used Thanos' pill to his advantage so he could be more confident in killing the players in the games. We all know Minsu wouldn't have been able to complete his first game if he wasn't under the influence. But the question is, how does Minsu end up hallucinating Thanos? That's why you clicked on this video, to find out what really happened. Well, all this is adding up because we're gonna speak about that real soon. Namyo is freaking out when everybody is coming back into the dormitory because he realizes that his cross is gone. At this point, Namyo has become a major junkie and really needs the pills to function. So he begs the guards to let him back inside the game so he can go get it. He starts major chaos, even going as far as a red guard holding a gun to him. But then things ease down when the baby comes out and starts to cry, and he forgets about it. We then move over to episode 3, It's Not Your Fault, where we get to see the 5th game, the jump rope bridge game. Guys, what I'm about to talk about in this episode is crazy. Just wait. You can see Namyo is tripping out completely from the withdrawals since he has no more pills. You can see him leaning over the bridge, being extra paranoid. I almost feel bad for him at this point, but it's entirely his fault, so too bad, so sad. Minsu ends up approaching Namyo when he spots him stressing out on the ground. Minsu asks Namyo if he's okay, and the only thing Namyo tells him is to piss off. He has no remorse for anything he's done. Minsu then starts to tease Namyo, saying, "Is it because of this?" When Minsu already knows that's the problem, but he really wants to get under Namgyo's skin. Minsu then throws Thanos' cross in the middle of the bridge when Namgyo tries to snatch it from him. Namgyo is the first player to get on the bridge since he's so addicted to the pills, he wants to get it as fast as possible. This scene is so funny because when Namgyo finally gets his hand on the cross, he looks so happy and funny, but then he opens it and sees nothing's there, and his face completely drops, and is the first player to fall to his death. Namgyo's death couldn't be more deserved, but it would still be interesting to see him in the final, I can't lie. At this point, I realized my theory was wrong about Namgyo hallucinating Thanos, but I knew that there was still Minsu left, and I believed that he had one more of the pill still, so I speculated that it's possible for him to still hallucinate him, since the director did state for a fact that Thanos would be back, and I was right. Minsu had one last blue pill. We can speculate now that Minsu is going to take the pill right before he hops on the bridge, but I was worried for him since this game is more about timing and movement, so this could turn out completely horribly for him. Minsu is on the bridge, and oh boy, he looks completely out of this world. He's hallucinating like crazy. Seeing Thanos yet? No. But he looks up and he sees the boy robot doll, and his eyes start to move, and it's so trippy. At this point, we know Minsu is higher than he's ever been, and we're going to see what he ends up hallucinating in the next episode. This is the moment all of you guys have been waiting for. We now approach the final game of Season 3, and Minsu is a finalist, which is absolutely unreal. I actually predicted that he's going to be a finalist from before, but when this actually happened, I couldn't believe it. It just didn't feel real. Well, anyways, in one of the scenes, Minsu starts to hallucinate. He starts to hear a voice calling his name, and we get to see some colored fingernails. Who's that? But at this point, we can all tell it's our beloved Thanos. I got goosebumps the moment I knew it was Thanos. I was so happy, genuinely. Thanos keeps on calling Minsu's name as he's approaching him. You can see Thanos holding on, which is crazy. Minsu is hallucinating hard. Thanos tells Minsu, "I miss you. Please help me, Minsu," and then tells him something crazy. Thanos asks Minsu if he needs any more pills. This just goes to show how hard Minsu is addicted to the pills now. He's literally hallucinating someone telling him, "Do you need any more pills?" Minsu goes down to help Thanos up, but as he's reaching down, he then hallucinates something more evil, and that's Namgyo. Namgyo starts to swear at him, telling him to give me back my pills. Then Thanos appears again saying, "You won't be able to handle it." Clearly, Minsu is having a very hard time handling the pills. Minsu then starts to absolutely freak out and kick Namgyo and Thanos in the face, when in reality he's just kicking the air by itself. Lee Myung-gi can spot him acting like a complete junkie. The finalists end up voting to kick Minsu off first, since they think he's an easier target than Jihyun, even though he has a baby with him. And yeah, they're right. Minsu is not in his right mind. But I can't believe we actually got to see Thanos appear one last time. I was a bit worried because it took a while for him to appear, but he finally did, and I knew he would. I will say this though, Minsu taking his pills was the smartest thing he could have ever done. As dumb as it sounds, if it wasn't for his pills, he would have died way earlier on. Anyways, the next time you guys doubt my theories, remember I predicted Thanos appearing again in Season 3. And I was right, so you better like and subscribe for that, okay? Because literally I predicted it. But I also wonder to this day how Thanos would have acted if he was in the final game. That would have been extremely interesting to see. Anyways guys, that's about it for this video. If you guys have any ideas at all for the future videos of Season 3, let me know. I'll be giving the person that gives me the best idea a shout out in my next video. And if I end up picking you, I will definitely shout you out. But that's about it for my third video of Season 3. This one was fun to make. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care everyone and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.